I think I just had a dream that Bless was being remade into somewhat of a decent looking console game. Oh, wait. Bless Unleashed, not to be confused with the absolute mess of an MMO known as Bless Online, is a console-exclusive MMORPG being produced by Studio 8 in relations with NeoWiz and Bandai Namco that is being produced for the Xbox One. Now, I have many thoughts, many opinions. I mean, right now I only have thoughts because I haven't played it myself, and opinions. That's all I have, that's all I'm equipped with. But I like to talk about it a little bit because it has piqued my interest. Now, before I get into this, I will wholeheartedly say that I was a bit of a Bless stan, Bless fanboy before I even played Bless Online when it was ported. I only saw the trailers and the gameplay from Korea, and it looked like something that would interest me. But then I played it, and I died a little inside. So that definitely crushed my spirit, and I know it crushed a lot of people's spirits as well, because they were also ready for a new MMO to jump into and to dive into. But it just didn't fulfill our thirst, and we were left sad. But it also became a wonderful meme to the MMO community. Now, everyone will probably be saying, oh, it's another Bless Online. And to that I'd say, stop it. Get some help. It is not just Bless Online, and that is something that might be of a sore spot to me, even still. But I do think that the internet, and especially the MMO community as of right now, might not be giving this a fair shot. This is being completely redone by a new studio, Round 8 Studios. It's taking the same IP, but they are the same IP in the same world, but they incorporate it into the Unreal Engine 4, which, by the way, looks fantastic. They've said that they completely recoded and redesigned the combat system. There's a whole new story. They remastered all the quests. So in a way, it's what Bless Online should have been, or maybe what their vision of Bless Online was, but just never happened, possibly to engine limitations or just really bad leadership and production. But I would like to say that I've seen a lot of comments of people immediately jumping to conclusions that this will just be Bless Online, and it might, and you might be completely right. I'm completely open to that scenario happening as well, because I've learned from my mistakes of overhyping Bless Online. However, I'm also one for fairness, and just by going to Bless Unleashed's YouTube channel, it's more like always like half of the like to dislike ratio is dislikes. And granted, some of their trailers are a little wonky, like the Archer class trailer. I was like, that doesn't really seem cool. But the other trailers I thought were pretty well done and showcased some of the new aspects of Bless Unleashed. So that's just kind of something I've noticed, is that I'm, for one, am looking at this game as being completely different and not being just Bless Online. It is difficult to get over the hurdle of the title, Bless, because so much stigma and so much subconscious and or conscious thoughts start to bubble up, and you get a little angry and you're like, oh, it's gonna fail. But I would like to see more people not jump to conclusions immediately. Judge it based off what they're showing, not by past experience from a completely different studio and a completely different game. I don't know, it's going to be difficult. I think once people start to play it, then I will start listening to people's reactions. Speaking of people's reactions, Bless Unleashed was playable at a current convention, and from what people have said, that the combat feels much more satisfying. It feels impactful. It even looks impactful from gameplay that I've seen, with camera shaking, visual effects, contact of projectiles, the way the characters move. and that's something that really appeals to me. I've missed a sense of slowness and weight to MMOs, and I don't think developers use that to their strengths. I find when characters move a bit slower and take a little bit more time to perform actions, not for everything, not to where the combat feels clunky, but to where it feels more realistic and it feels much more satisfying to pull off stronger attacks. So it's something that I've been looking at and seeing. I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool. The combat system is also based on combos and chaining different abilities into each other. Bless Online tried this, but it was like really bad because you had to wait for certain actions to get ready, and then you had to like use one ability to another ability, but it was so delayed that it just felt really, really clunky, and I actually really hated Bless Online's combat. But this for console reminds me a lot people have been saying Dark Souls, somewhat of like a fighter where you're rapidly chaining in combos into each other. That comes to mind is like Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm, because I hardcore stand those games when I was younger. And that's my opinion on the combat that I've seen. I haven't tested it out, but it looks visually really impactful and fun to play. Speaking of visuals, this video is going to be this video is going to be super superficial. Unreal Engine 4. Can we just talk a minute? Can we have a moment of rest and a moment of clarity and breathing? Because Unreal Engine 4 makes Bless Unleashed look so damn good. It looks so spicy and it looks so crisp and just smooth. Oh, it looks amazing in my opinion. I like the darker graphical style of Bless, and that's what I enjoyed for Bless Online, but Unreal Engine 3 still looked kind of oldish, but this really looks high detailed, highly defined. The lighting looks exquisite, the shadows, the shading. Even on the armor, you get glossing of some metal, and the particle effects when you're using abilities, just the shine, it looks like an eyegasm. Now everyone's like, when they saw it in the trailer, they're like, well, this is probably edited, or it's been mocked frames in 60 FPS. Let me see 60 FPS in game. And to that I'd say you have a fair assessment. I too would like to see that in game. And during the past weekend with the convention, we got some gameplay, and it looks very smooth. It looks really visually appealing. What I will say is that I'm kind of still on the fence, because the gameplay was a single player experience. They didn't open it up to MMO quality with multiple players. And for a starting demo, I'd say that's fair, just to give a taste. But I am worried that when you start introducing more and more players, it's going to become somewhat harsh on the engine or on the systems, and frame rate drops might occur. I hope that they're aware of this and have graphical options to negate this, such as character model limiting, shadow limiting, limiting particle effects. And that's one thing I'd like to see, is like more games having extensive options for particle effects, where it's like you can see your particle effects look really beautiful and amazing, but dim down allied effects. That's what I think Final Fantasy does that, Final Fantasy 14. So that's one thing. If anyone from the studio ever sees this, think of that maybe, if you haven't already thought of that. I'd also like to quickly comment on some of their philosophy that I've heard. I have heard that they have, this is about the class system. They have, I think, about 5 classes: Mage, Priest, Berserker, Archer, and Crusader. They did not want to have somewhat of a holy trinity, and they wanted players to be able to just go into dungeons and basically have self-sustain, and to not have to rely on a priest to come and heal the party, even though the priest does have healing abilities, which, thank God. Thank gods. Make them pray. Hashtag make them pray. One thing I'd like to say is that other games have tried this, and it has felt weird. Sometimes a Holy Trinity, or even a soft Holy Trinity, is very beneficial to the health of gameplay for an MMO. MMOs are massive multiplayer online role-playing games. You have to have some sense of cooperation, communication, and companionship. And I think a Trinity system forces that in a way, where you have to have a healer, you have to have people to do high damage, you have to have people to tank, you have to, even if it's not a Trinity, like a 4 category, you have to have someone to provide buffs and supports and off utility, not necessarily just healing, which is what I love in certain MMOs. I hope Bless Online, or not Bless Online, whoa, that was weird, Bless Unleashed does not fall into the trap of combat feeling kind of boring or repetitive because there aren't defined roles. I would like it if they had more defined roles. Currently they really only have one healer, the priest class. If they even introduced the mystic or the paladin, implement more healers into games, implement a few more tanks, make it to where people have options, because, not gonna lie, it will really benefit the game. It will, I don't know how, any other way to say this, but having options into different roles sometimes really, really, really helps the game. And I know one game in particular, Guild Wars 2, tried to do a no Trinity system, and it ended up feeling really bad. And the content never, that's also another thing. The content should require someone to provide support. The content should require someone to take damage and to control the battlefield. Because if it's not that, everyone's just going to be hitting things and dying, and it ultimately becomes very strange in terms of an MMO. I know there are other games such as Dark Souls where that works because that is the game. It's an RPG, but this is more of an MMORPG where it requires multiple people, many people. I hope that was a coherent stream of consciousness. That's my little soapbox on my views of the Holy Trinity. Even a soft Trinity, a soft square, if you implement tanking, DPS, healer, and utility support, stuff like that. Anyway, Bless Unleashed looks hella lit in my opinion. I'm kind of excited. Is that bad to say? I'm kind of getting pumped. I'm expecting many people to dislike this video because every video I've seen on Bless Unleashed has become like a bomb of dislikes. I'm content. There are dogs barking now. I think this is my signal to wrap up the video. So everyone, head over to blessunleashed.com. I have signed up for the beta because I do actually happen to have an Xbox One, but I really want this to come to PC. Can Bless Online just shut down and Round 8 Studios and the company that made Bless Online, can they cooperate to bring this to the PC? Because if this comes to PC and is actually, if on the console it becomes a hit and sustainable, bring it over to PC, because the PC genre is where it's at. It will flourish, it will blossom, I hope. We need to have a community, we need to have voices, we need to have engagement, joy. I just want another MMO to play, guys. Is that bad? Is that so much to ask for? Anyway, head over to blessunleashed.com. Look out for new news, new videos. Sign up for their newsletter. Stay in touch if it interests you. If you liked if you liked aspects of Bless Online, but you ended up hating it, Bless Unleashed might be the game for you. Like the video, like to comment down below in your thoughts and subscribe for more content. This was a very tangent-y video. Bye everyone. Mwah.